Hello, everyone. Thanks for stopping by. Today, I would like to talk about resources. And that's what this channel will be about, different resources. So if you like my content and you like the information that I'm giving, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. So the first resource that I want to talk about or discuss is something that I recently had experience with. And it all started when I purchased a home about 3 years ago. And it's an older home, so it needs some work. And I purchased that knowing that. And I just figured, maybe a year or two down the line, I'll do some work to it, make some modifications to make it my own. Well, as you know, with today's economy, inflation, and different things that are going on, I just was not able to do that. So I had to think, how can I start getting something done for either little or to no money? And I just began thinking about it and researching. And I said, there's these two big trees outside in front of my home. And they were kind of looking like they were kind of like not well, like they were probably rotting. And I know about a year or two prior that we had a pretty large storm, and a lot of big trees, oak trees and different kind of trees kind of fell down and took out power lines. And I think we were without power for maybe at least a week. And I said, well, okay, coming up, I don't know if we'll have another storm of any of that sort, but I thought, well, you know what? Let me just start with the yard. Let me start outside and then work my way back into the house. So I thought, well, I can have the guy that does my lawn. Maybe he could, cut the trees down for me. And I remember wanting to cut the trees down to my neighbor, but they said, I don't think you can just cut down any trees. You might want to check with the city. And so I said, well, you know what? Let me call, I think I either called 211 or 311. And I expressed that to them. And I said, hey, I have these two massive trees. They don't look too well. And do you guys cut trees? The young lady asked me for my information. And I'm assuming she brought up my property on her screen. And she said, okay. She said, yeah, the three in the front. And she named them. Please forgive me, I don't remember the names. She said, you can't cut those, but you can cut the others. And she said, would you like to have those cut down? And I said, well, just two of them, just the two. The one in the middle, which is the third one, looks to be fine. And she said, okay. She said, I'll have someone come out and assess the situation and see what's going on. So 24 hours later, a guy did come out from the city, and he checked out the trees. He looked at them both, and he was like, yeah, they do need to come down. And so he said, okay, so I'll go ahead and put in a work order for you. And I said, okay, great. So he put in the work order. They came back the day or two after that, I think, and they cut down those trees for me. They left the stubs, but they cut down the trees for me nonetheless. And so that, from the phone call to them cutting down the trees, was maybe about 72 hours. It was very quick and professional. They were very nice, and they took care of everything for me. And I was like, okay. And then I thought, okay, well, what else can I do outside? And I remembered seeing Habitat for Humanity. I remember seeing them like on the news, at different times, prior, years before, just here and there. And I knew they did something with homes, but I just didn't know exactly what. I looked them up in my area, contacted them, and they sent me an application. And they said, yeah, we do work, on the home and around the home. They have more than one program, but I told them what I was looking for, and they said, well, yeah, we can help you with that. I reached out to Habitat for Humanity. They sent me an application. I turned it in. And that's what I want to discuss with you guys here today, because it's a great resource. They're very professional, and it was cost effective for me. And I know just with the times that we're having now, that maybe you may need some work done around your home, and maybe you can't really afford it right now, or you can, and it would just help if you had, someone to help, take up that cost. And so that would be Habitat for Humanity. And they came out after approving my application, which was, I think, just a 2-page application, very easy application. You don't need any credit score or anything like that to be approved. You just need like the deed to the home just to make sure you're the owner, and just a couple other documents, but it's not credit score based, so you don't have to worry about that. They approved it, and then a week or two later, they came out to assess the property, look around to see, what I wanted and what actually needed to be done. Because there were things like dry rot and stuff like that needed fixing as well. It wasn't just the landscaping. And once they did that, came up with a plan on their own of what they were going to do, and got everything drawn up, and they contacted me, and I
you liked red hot poker.
Went to the office, and they sat me down and explained everything to me that they were going to do. The good thing about it is, like I said before, they take up most of the costs. You don't really have to pay much, and the portion you do have to pay is put on a monthly plan. So just to give you an idea of my plan, I just paid like $67 a month. They came out and started to work. Porta potty delivered for the workers and a dumpster delivered. Just very professional. Just, did a really good job. And so this is one of many resources that I wanted to bring to you guys. What I'm going to want to show you now is I want to go over and show you some of the footage of them actually doing the work, the different things that they've done. And if you like this content and you find it useful, please give me a thumbs up. It allows YouTube to show my videos to more people. And also, please remember to hit the bell so that when I have more content come out and my other videos come out, you'll be notified. So I really appreciate it. This will be a series of videos that you'll be watching over time, showing you the different things that they've done around and in the home. So please stay locked in and watch and, look for my content. And yeah,